Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Damsels in Dicestress, where we play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, version 1.
What?
Yeah, I just put that in. In the previous episode, the previous episode, of course, because I hope you all enjoyed...
Fathers
What
and
did we call it?
failures.
Fathers and failures, yes. In the previous episode before that, our Damsels of Delight organised a wedding celebration, invited half the ton, as everyone knows, with the expectation that at least some of them would be doppelgangers in some way.
Wrong.
So it turns out it was all of them.
Yeah, that
Half the ton is possibly a doppelganger. Don't know what's going on. Lilith made them all disappear. She banished them somehow.
Love that.
Will they be back? Will they not be? We don't know.
We'll find out.
Guess you'll find out in like 2 turns. Then the only people that didn't disappear were, of course, your old nemesis,
Newman.
Mr. John Newman, and 2 of his friends, a man who was referred to as a traitorous wretch, maybe, Dr. Thomas Monroe, and another 3rd man who you don't recognise but seems to be heavily covered in tattoos. Taya ran up to Mr. Newman to do some powerful attacks. Missed. He reached out, put his
Well, she turned into a demon. And
soft, clingy little fingers around your neck. Gave a little squeeze and pop. You disappeared.
Implying that banishment has a sound of pop.
I think it does. Yeah, I think it leaves a little popping sound in the air. Is that not in the manual?
No, I think you added that flavour.
Definitely one of these. No. Leave a comment below. Does banishment leave a popping sound? I'm not checking the manual. Ever. I mean, I never have. I don't even own it. That's not true. Disappeared. Found yourself in a dark cave, and had an impromptu meeting with your dad, which was lovely. He warned... No, I don't remember what he said now. He asked for some help.
He doesn't think he can come back.
Yeah.
Frederick will know what to do. Tell Frederick I'm okay.
Yeah. And I'm sure Frederick is fine too.
Sorry, that was me.
And I suppose that's where we'll take off. Intro!
Take off. We don't...
So Taya, your turn has ended. Now, the other man, unknown, it's his turn. He's already rushed up to the Viscount, and with his glaive, I believe it is, yes, the one that goes he makes 3 melee attacks. 3 big old strikes. 11 plus 11 is 22.
You just take 22 damage.
Yes.
So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to shoot Newman twice and Monroe once. 16, and that was my second one for Newman.
Roll damage then.
That is a 5 damage.
5. Yeah, sure. He blasts his gun. The shot just grazes his shoulder. Blood just goes splats out. Reminds you of time you ever saw blood.
What the fuck?
He looks over at you. His eyes fix on you. And it's Albert's turn. Albert says, yes, concentrate fire on him. He's almost down. Look how bloody he looks.
Down.
And takes a couple of shots. 2 shots go wide. They blast out wood behind. One of them hits the wood of the balcony above and shatters. Splinters come raining down over the 3 of them. 4 of them that are battling out down there. And Newman, who was just so grievously shot in the shoulder, and he is busy battling the Viscount, but at the moment, yeah, he's battling. Looks at you and casts. Just chill touch. 9 points of damage. You fools! You think you can possibly stop us? You have no idea what you're up against. This world has already fallen. You're on the wrong side. It's Edward's turn. Sir, just no. Yeah, the Viscount takes 2 slashes with his sword, and as he brings the sword out and around, it sort of shimmers with flame. 18 definitely hits. 11 points of damage, and this sword sort of rakes across this man's chest, and blood splatters out towards the side of the wall and down the floor, and gets all over this other guy that's there. Just goes like that.
So if anybody is paying attention to Rosalind while she's doing this, they would notice
Did forget about you.
Wow. The hand movements and the muttering under the breath that normally accompanies spells is of a very different nature than it normally is. It's kind of, I imagine the words are more harsh and guttural, and there's just a different quality to the movement as I cast Hex on Newman.
See? What are you hexing me on?
Wait, no, I knew. Dexterity. And then for my action, I will be casting Magic Missile at Newman. All 4 little darts just kind of fly and land at different points on his body. 19 damage on Newman. And Rosalind is just kind of standing there, and she looks kind of scared at what she's just done, because that was her first Warlock spell. And
as these magic missiles release from your fingers, they whip around the other people and get really close to Newman, and just as you think they're about to hit him, he does a little magic movement himself, cast shield.
Cool.
That's so sad.
That's so Rosalind cool that failed and came to nothing.
Yeah. Much like most of her life.
Yeah.
Which means it's time for Thomas Monroe.
I'm scared.
He, I guess I've got it there. He's already close up to the Viscount. He reaches out, grabs the Viscount by his collarbone, digs his thumb in, and casts Feeble Mind. So that's a 15 intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
no.
hope you
Wow.
I don't, because we need him.
We
so
actually
bad.
need him to be
Yeah,
the tank right now.
I know.
Intelligence. So he's got a +2. So he has to roll.
To his save.
Yeah, so he's got to roll a 13.
Okay, that's not
Or
so
higher.
bad. That's not so bad. He can do that. I believe in him.
Should I roll it in front of the table?
Yeah. Natural 1.
No! What the fuck?
Shit.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
Guys, we're fucked.
Well, none of you can really see it because he's got his back to you, but if you could see it, you would see the light from his eyes sort of just dull, and his face goes sort of vacant. His expression loosen, his jaw kind of just drop down. He sort of just starts staring off into the distance. But you don't get to see any of that. You just see him reach out and do that.
There's no way of like bringing someone back.
It's a month.
At first you didn't notice it because it was dark and you were in shock. But as your father is speaking to you, you realize he's been tying something to your arms, to your wrists, as he's been speaking. And you can feel them being, the sound of leather, and you can feel them being pulled tight. And just at the end of his speech, he looks up to you and says, well, whatever you're doing, well, give him hell. And he reaches out and scratches down the side of these markings, and it bursts this magic that he's done, and you find yourself back. Surrounded. Well, not surrounded, but like the Viscount's in front of you, just to the side. This large towering man is on just slightly to the left of you. And you can still see quite a heavily bloodied Newman the other side, and your sort of view of the other guy is obscured. But if you like, you can have a turn. Newman, his head swivels around to you with a look of shock, like this was completely unexpected.
I'm going to look him dead in the eye, cast my Crimson Right on Michaels. So I take 1 point of damage for that.
Nice.
And I'll snarl at him, and I'm gonna leap around and like aim for the throat.
You're fast, you nip around and suddenly you're behind him.
Does a...
No. Is it below a 20?
He casts shield. One of them is a 20.
Then that will hit.
12 damage.
Sort of rip out chunks of his throat. He's bleeding profusely.
And I'm like crying.
He sort of just laughs at you as this blood spurts out of his throat.
I'm gonna back away from him so that he can't touch me again. Mobile because of opportunity attack.
You don't understand. It's already over for us. The other guy is gonna take 3 swings at you. What's your AC?
Have you done it for me? Yeah. 16.
So an 18 will hit. Oh, it's a natural 20. 4, so 14 damage for the first hit, and 9 damage for the second. That's not so bad.
Was the crit the 9 damage?
Yeah. Yeah, I rolled a 1 and a 2. Takes a couple little flicks at you with his glaive. Cuts into your flesh. And then it's Agatha again.
I am going to do a disarming shot. I'll get rid of the glaive.
Sure, you can certainly try.
Okay. So that is a 25. Ha!
That hits, obviously.
So you need to do a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw, very good. What am I aiming for? Strength is his good one.
DC 14.
14. 15 on the dice.
Oh, cry.
19 overall.
Ugh.
This bullet ricochets off the glaive itself.
Okay.
He looks over to you.
So for my second shot, nat 20. It's a 7.
bonus.
That's 4.
4, so 11.
Yeah. And you know what? For good measure, I'll shoot him again. 25.
That hits.
Agatha! 7 damage.
Albert, following your lead. They both miss. Both the shots go wide, very wide for one of them. Newman. You can't defeat us. Why? Don't you understand? This world is doomed. And I am not going to be on the losing side. He casts Fireball up at the ceiling. And you see it, it's all an instant. You can't miss the ceiling. So it hits, these flames splatter out in all directions, and the eaves catch fire. Plaster and various bits of the ceiling fall down on top of you all, and the building is thoroughly on fire. If the Viscount had any kind of sense, he'd be very upset right now. Everyone can just make a dexterity saving throw.
So you get hit by plaster.
Yeah, DC 12.
Can you stop
Natural
doing
20 for 21.
15.
Cool.
5. Oh.
So you take seven fire damage, and the other you guys get 3.
I get 1.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Albert also takes maximum damage.
Is the Viscount just standing? He's not going to move towards anyone? Or...
Because this happened in the middle of a battle, he will indeed keep slashing away at things.
Nice.
That's kind of just all he knows what to do. That was the last thought in his mind, so he's going to slash away at the person that hurt him, obviously, because I feel like at this point he's sort of in an animalistic kind of state. So they'll both hit 15 damage.
I was going to keep going.
Against Monroe.
That's fine. Did the enemies all have to make dex saves to avoid plaster as well?
No, because they were underneath the balcony.
Of course they were.
Technically, Maijai probably shouldn't have had either. Whatever.
I'll heal myself.
1.
I'll
what happened? What happened was it hit a large chunk, hit the floor, and sparks came up and got in your eyes. You got 1 damage in your eye.
Okay, so I am going to look around and see that you're obviously in pain and not doing good.
I guess I would have cried out when it happened.
So sort of without thinking, I'm going to do Healing Word on you at 2nd level. So that's 9 points.
Okay, thank you.
And then for my action, I'm just going to try and ground myself amidst all the burning and the rubble. And I'm going to cast my poison spray at Newman, because the only thing focusing me right now is like keep trying to get him down. But I do like to think that Rosalind's poison spray is just kind of like pink and like it kind of looks like perfume going out. Like maybe like he might not be sure what it is at first. It doesn't look like poison. 10.
10 misses.
Yeah, I know. I can't do anything else then.
Can't do anything else. So after this huge explosion that hits the roof and the whole building starts to shake, you hear footsteps again.
No.
Harold!
As Harold bursts back in, sort of surveys what's going on. He can see the fire creeping down the walls, curtains are on fire.
You need to get out of the building!
And he sort of quickly surveys the area. I'm going to give him a sort of perception check. It's a 4, so he doesn't really take too much of it in. He just unloads
Dad.
2 shots of his gun. Takes 2 shots, they both go wide. This family.
Harold, get out!
We all need to get out. This place is going to come down. Monroe grabs the Viscount's hand. He grabs a heavily bleeding from the throat John Newman's hand. The other man sees what's happening, reaches out around Talia and grabs Newman's other hand and reaches with his last hand to the Viscount, who's standing there, kind of still just gormless. And he casts plane shift. And I would say
I go with them.
up to you. If you want to grab their hands and join in their little circle that they're creating.
I just think I'll be killed if I do
Yeah,
that.
if you're alone with them on another plane.
But there's no way that I can stop.
Not when it's not your turn.
Right, but it's not his turn to be reaching around me. So...
Yeah, but it's part of it.
Reaction?
Yeah, as a if he's using his reaction to reach forward and grab, I should be able to use my reaction to try and stop
Smack
that
his
happening.
hand.
Otherwise, we have to go through the whole...
Sure.
I mean, yeah, I was going to just, like, hold the guy, or
Are you going to try and grapple him? Are you going to try and keep him away from the others?
Yeah.
But we'll make it a strength, yeah. We'll do it strength on strength then.
Natural 20.
Okay, well, I also will then roll a natural 20.
Imagine if you do.
For 26.
Rolled an 18. You reach out, and as he's forming this circle, you reach out with yours, grab his hand, and yank it back so that they can't form whatever queer hand holding these men are doing. So then the warlock sees you doing this, obviously won't cast the spell that he's trying to cast. I would say he's not close enough to you either, because the Viscount's Newman's in between you, so he can't reach out and grab you. He'll cast Suggestion on you. He's just gonna say, go join your friends. Oh yeah, wisdom saving throw.
That's a 4.
4, lovely. You go join your friends in the most goingest of friendliest of ways. But you can't do that till your turn. Oh, which is now.
Yeah.
How far away are my friends from me? How far away is Rosalind?
Safe. Rosin's closer. Rosin is maybe 20 feet away. No, 25. The others are like 40.
Okay, I will run to Rosalind.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is Agatha?
From there, another 20.
I'm at the back of the room still.
I know, I just think if you said run to your friend. I'm not going to run to Rosalind.
No, you have to...
I'm
I
the
would
what?
say you have to run to your friend. So it's 1, 2... Is Albert your friend? I guess we're about to find out.
I'm going to run to Rosalind, and then I'm going to turn back, and I will glare at him. So I've gone to Rosalind. From where I am, I'm going to turn back and look at the paladin, and I'm going to blood curse him. So I think I'm going to amplify it with bloated agony. So he has disadvantage on strength and dex checks. And if he makes more than one attack, he takes D8 necrotic damage. And then I guess I'll use the rest of my movement to head towards Agatha. If I have to do that.
Yeah.
Am I your friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you... That is...
Confirmed, finally. I can tell you
And
are
does-
friends.
And does that use up all your movement?
Yeah.
And do you consider...
Oh, and then I'd have to use my action to go...
Or was that your bonus action only?
Yeah. And then I'll use my action... But Albert's not my friend. I've gone to my friends.
Do you have any other friends around?
No, so I'll use my action to head back towards them. I'm going to get, like, back to... So that I'm sort of within 20 feet of them, so that I can, like... Am I? Yeah, sure. I've said it. Fuck it.
So you just jump back in again. You just a little circle and you're back in melee range. Having seen that Suggestion worked so well on you,
Oh no.
so easily.
He can't have it as well.
He doesn't, no. He doesn't have Suggestion. He has Command.
Oh, shit.
This one's not so bad, so it's 13 wisdom.
Okay.
So his command is
7.
His command is flee. So on your next turn, you have to move as far away as possible
Okay.
in the fastest available means. So you're going to have to use your actions to dash. So you
Yeah.
have to move like 80 feet. You're up.
Yeah, having seen that my attempt to disarm has failed, I am going to turn my attention back to Newman. This time I'm going to shoot all 3 shots
Right, Newman.
at Newman, like in quick distance. That is a 23.
That hits. Describe to me how you end this man's life again.
So, currently, isn't he with the Viscount?
They've started to form a little circle, a little hand-holding parade. You can see... So what you see is the back of the Viscount, and Newman just slightly off to his side. And you've kind of got a shot, he's almost half obscured by the Viscount's illustrious shoulder. But you've got the gun there, and you just see
So with
the shot.
the most careful precision ever, the bullet just... It literally goes through, like, the exact curve of the Viscount's shoulder. It just goes through and straight into Newman's head.
And the Viscount's lustrous short locks just...
Yeah.
And Newman's head shoots backwards, and his body follows. Flat on the ground, and sort of brain matter kind of bursts out across the floor in a little kind of... And he's dead.
Stare at that for like a split second. So this time I'm going to aim at Monroe. That is a 17.
That hits.
Yeah, it does.
Ah, it thinks.
And that is a 9 damage.
I will use my reaction to cast Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet, and I'm going to bring him back up and make him attack Monroe with his he gets one final attack.
Turns of
Dead.
tables.
And does he do this now or on his turn? Okay. Explain to me what, or tell me. You do it, I guess. He's your puppet now.
Does he have a weapon on him?
He's got a knife in his pocket. Yeah.
Okay. So in which case he falls to the floor, and then I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna be all demony and say demon shit. And he's gonna sort of very slowly lumber back up while he pulls out a knife, and he's gonna slice across Monroe's throat.
Cool. And what stats do I use for this?
His
own stats.
Dagger attack.
He might not hit, but just because it's fun.
He doesn't. That's a 10.
And then as he does that, he then falls back to the floor.
This is not unusual behaviour for him, so nobody reacts.
If that reaction happened as soon as he went down, because I was also shooting Monroe, so maybe the shot of my Monroe it happened at the same time, missed.
Edward. I guess Edward will keep slashing again. 2 hits from the Viscount, 25. Plus 8.
Whoa.
Wow.
Rosie Posey, your turn.
Stop that. Okay, but speaking of, I'm just going to stand for a second, and I'm going to take another look around. Lilith is still nowhere in sight. I'm going to cast Sending to her, and she's going to hear in her head. I think they've done something to Edward. I think they're trying to do something else with him. And that's it. And that's my action. And then for my bonus action, my needle from my spiritual weapon will turn from Newman's dead body and stab down into Monroe. 22 to hit.
Yes, that.
12 points of damage on Monroe.
So this needle plunges into his... You said it kind of...
It's like the chest area.
It doesn't quite hit the chest. It goes down through his shoulder and out through his armpit, and kind of blood starts pouring down out of him. He screams out in pain. Harold is going to take 2 more shots. Oh, no one told him to leave it now.
I mean, people literally did.
I didn't hear.
I've been shouting that the whole time.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll roll again. Roll persuasions with advantage because everyone's doing it. And if you... What's Harold's stubbornness level at this point?
That's a natural 20 for 28.
Okay, well I'll just roll. If he rolls a natural 20... No, he did not. Okay, Harold dips back out again. But probably doesn't run as far away. Leaving it to be Monroe's turn. Monroe is on death's door. He looks over to the other guy. He just says, "Sorry," and he casts again. Now this time he does cast plane shift just on himself, so he doesn't have to form any circles, and disappears.
Oh, it's my go.
It is your go. Now you must run away. 80 feet.
I'll run away 80 feet, and I guess I'll sort of end up probably with Harold.
No, you're
Past Harold.
further away than Harold. Yeah. Yeah, you go through the door. Harold's just around the corner behind the door. You have to run another 20 feet, I'd say.
Everything in here is fine. There's nothing weird going on in here.
It's just a hallway. I mean, the walls are getting hot and black and smoky.
And then I'll turn around and snarl.
Having seen one of his pals drop dead, the other one just fucking disappear. He's going to cast Find Steed. So what you guys see is this tear in the fabric of space and time. And
I mean, do I see this? Is the door open?
you don't see this. The other two see this. The other three see this. And maybe Howard sees it just around the corner. This kind of tear in space, and the sort of red, hot energy kind of like starts dripping out, and through this hole crawls one of those beasts that you saw in the street, one of these hellhounds, huge thing. But this one has a saddle on its back as it rips out of this tear. I'm gonna say he's gonna make a strength check, and the Viscount has it at a disadvantage because he's not a friend. He doesn't want to be taken by a friend, but he's not going to be able to.
At disadvantage.
No, the Viscount was a natural 20. He jumps onto the back of this huge hellhound who's kind of covered in sort of this sort of natural armor over its shoulders, or whatever you call them on a dog. But
Shoulders, yeah.
reaches down to grab the Viscount by the collar and pick him up. But the Viscount sort of just shrugs him off somehow. I think he really wants to take the Viscount with him for some reason, so he's not going to leave. And I think he can afford to do that.
So he's now mounted on a demon dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire-breathing demon dog. And if I was going to be really mean, I'd give the demon dog a turn 2 right now, but I think I'll just roll a random dice to see where his turn for actions, not running, appears. It's a 10, so I'll just say that's in the middle, so he'll go before Harold, after Agatha.
He's the only person left.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So all 3 shots are going towards him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a miss. That is a dirty 20.
Yes.
A 25. So the first one is 6 damage. One is 5 damage.
What would Edward do now? I think Edward's now a little bit lost because the person he was attacking is gone. He's going to run into the corner of the room, the far corner, so the opposite corner to where Agatha is.
Smart.
And just sort of maybe try and crawl under a table.
Yeah, bonus action will have moved Hex onto Mr. Paladin.
Mm-hmm.
And then while my needle's still on him and it hit before, I'm just going to go down with that again. Sort of same place. I'm sort of trying to like reopen, like make the wound worse. 19 to hit.
That hits.
8 damage. I think, yeah, I'm just going to keep my eyes on him and try not to be fazed by the creature. What do you mean it's already lost?
The creature, the dog, I would say, sort of jumps forward like 5 to 10 feet. You know, that kind of, the way an animal is just kind of getting to grips, and the rider like has to pull him back a bit because this is an unruly beast. So he gets a little bit closer, possibly putting all of you, or definitely you, within range. And I would say definitely you, possibly not your brother, and unleashes fire breath, 7 damage anyway. Make a DC 13 dex.
Well, 9.
15.
So
Cool. So you take 3. Howard is kind of cheering on from the side. I think he'll still take another couple of shots. He's peering around, so he'll just at this guy now sitting on his mount as these flames die away. 2 bullets ricochet out and go wide again. Talia, you've now finished running away as far as you can.
Fuck. And I'll fucking run back in.
Mm-hmm.
Can you grapple someone if they're on a...
You could
They're
probably
on a
grapple the
beast.
dog.
Dog, I want to grapple him.
Sure. Multiple throws though. I'm thinking you're gonna need to do a sort of dexterity attack to kind of... No, just make an unarmed attack to sort of leap up onto him, and then then contested strength if you succeed.
I think I do. Because it's like 20 something.
Then yes.
22.
I got a natural 20. So you leap up onto him, and as your body connects with his, this hand grips this cloak as you're flying towards him, and he just helps you with your momentum and throws you 15 feet the other side of him. And you do a little roll and come back to your feet. You don't take damage.
Did you roll with disadvantage?
For what?
Is it disadvantage? You cast.
For his strength.
Uh-huh. So
thing.
it wouldn't have
if you
been a nat
fail this
20.
now.
I got 19.
Please be another nat 20.
Fail.
No, it's not. Fine, even though.
I remembered in time.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So you are now grappled with him on the back of this thing. So he won't respond to you, or maybe will respond to you. So you're now successfully grappled. He's going to cast Dreadful Aspect. So as you leap onto him and he sees you, you feel this pulse of energy, this black darkness ripple out from him. And his body almost seems to grow in a way. He becomes covered in shadows and seems twice as tall in your eyes. And every enemy within 30 feet must succeed a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute.
Oh god.
He looks
That's
very scary.
not-
Natural
Yes.
20.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
That is a 13.
Then I guess you are fine.
God, Rosalind's having a bad day.
You're just grappling with him on the back of this. He's got one hand on his saddle, holding, make sure it doesn't fall off. And the other hand is sort of going to try and reach up towards you and stuff. But that was the end of his turn. Agatha.
Oh, he can make another save.
You're up.
Thank you. Bang, bang, bang.
You roll a natural 1, you'll hit Talia.
Okay, well, that's a 2.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. And that is 8 damage.
It's your turn, wasn't it? The response comes in from Lilith. Don't let them take him.
How far away from me is Edward? Like, he's really far, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like... You wouldn't be able to get to him because you have to run
Yeah.
a circle around
Yeah, that's
anyway.
what I thought.
You have to take the long way.
Is there any...
Well, I'd say it's 40 feet.
Like, is there only one way in and out of the room?
No, there's doors at the back, doors at the front. So there's a big couple of doors at the back.
Is Edward anywhere near any doors?
Yes, Edward is near the big doors, but
Okay.
he's currently cowering under some
Okay.
tables.
Fine then, I will use... Wait, no, can he understand language? No. Okay, I won't do that then. Alright, let's do a second level magic missile at him then.
15. 17.
Cool.
How far am I to him?
10 feet?
Okay, yeah, I'll move back.
Sure.
I'll go and I'll find like a piece of rubble or something to sort of like get a little bit of...
I mean, all the rubble's on fire, but yeah.
Yeah, but if I'm enough far behind it, like I just want to put something between me and him, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. The dog will sort of crawl forward another 5 feet. And sort of, breathe fire again in that big cone. And I think this time it's only going to really reach Agatha. 10.
Nat 20.
Cool, 5 there. Take 5 points of fire damage.
I am going to just start clawing the shit out of him. So I will use my action to attack. Ooh, bad. 16
That's a miss.
and 18.
That's a hit.
10.
10 damage. So it's,
On this dog, like trying to claw at his face. That's what
I guess then he will contest your grapple again to try and throw you off onto the floor. 14.
15.
Ugh.
Slay.
Fine. But he's grappled. His steed is not.
No.
So after he's vowed to toss you off, he is going to give his dog a little sort of whip on these reins, and it's going to take a big leap out of one of the large windows that's to the side, and it's going to crash out of the building and into the street. You just see this dog just take this huge leap up and out. You can make a dexterity saving throw of, I think it's quite reasonable to have it, 16.
14.
As he shatters these windows, glass shards scrape past your body, you lose your grip and fall backwards back into the room. And I'm going to say 1d4 damage. Bludgeoning, so yeah, half. Sort of the blast of this, because he's holding on to the dog, yeah, whatever, anyway. You fell backwards in.
But there are no more enemies in the room.
No.
Huh.
Just flames creeping up the walls. All the curtains are on fire. Smoke is really starting to fill the room now.
Are we still in initiative or?
Say so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to run towards Talia.
Mm-hmm.
And like kind of grab you by the shoulders and like, are you alright?
I'll just nod.
Okay.
And then I'll look over at the dead body of Newman.
Okay. Alright.
Who slowly starts to dissolve into a dirty little liquid.
No, because I need to go get him!
I think we need to get out of here.
Yes, I suppose NPCs should have views too.
We're still in.
If we're in initiative.
Yes. I wholeheartedly agree. Before this place comes down around us, we need to call the fire brigade.
I just sigh and then I'm gonna run over to Edward.
Edward. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna. We need to go. We need to leave. You're gonna burn to death if you stay in here, and if he's not gonna move, I'm gonna grab his hand and attempt to pull him along.
Okay, you grab his hand.
He can recognise his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Does he think I'm his friend?
Yes. So you can lead him successfully
Okay.
out from under the tables, and he will follow you.
I will begrudgingly bring him back over to the grave.
I'm going to go over to where Newman was. Is it just completely dissolved? What is it?
Gooey, steamy, has a pungent smell to it. There are bones and flesh and a sort of greenish hue to it all. Black ichor sort of oozing out of places. Very little in the way of red blood now, though he was bleeding red when you were attacking him.
I want to take the bones.
Sure, reach in and grab a bone and take 1d4 acid damage for every second you hold it.
Am I resistant to that?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think only physical damage.
Okay, then I'll... Does it eat through clothing? Has it burnt on any of my...
Are you wearing
cloak?
gloves?
I'm in the cloak.
I don't know, I guess find out. But probably it would, yeah. It hurts you. I can't see why it wouldn't hurt. I suppose the cloak is magical.
Cloak.
Yeah. Sure. You can put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take, like, the skull.
Sure, you reach up, take the skull, but the whole thing, the skull is like starting to dissolve in your hands, but you can put it in your pocket.
Does it keep dissolving?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna start punching the floor. I'm gonna like punch into his shit and then I'll walk away.
Cool. While you're all doing that, you can make another DC 16 dexterity saving throw.
Oh, dirty 20.
21.
Wait. 12.
Can I say the Viscount's having the help action from me if I'm leading
Wait,
him?
Morne, what are you doing? You're fucking D20's here.
Worse.
I'm gonna stick with the 12, please.
Sure. So you take 9 damage from as more of the as a large beam falls down between you all. And flames and sparks shoot out everywhere. You get a full face of hot ash in your face. Take 9 damage. Your other 2 take 4. 2 for you. Harold calls from the door. Come on, girls, this way.
I'll hobble along then.
Cool.
Right, okay. Are we out of initiative now?
Yeah.
As we go then, I'll do a cure wounds on both of you.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Cool. Now I'm not about to start attacking people.
yeah.
Ace. I'm 2 points away.
Oh wow, you both get 10 hit points back.
Okay.
One day I'll get you. One day.
Alright. I'm not on death's door anymore.
And the Viscount is coming with us. He's not
Yeah,
resisting.
I'm leading him.
Yeah, he can recognize friends and follow them.
Okay, so I guess we try and make our way out of the burning building.
I'll change back.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just smoking. You can all make a DC 10 Constitution for the smoke. There's not too many flames.
Why do I have a +6? to con
24.
saving throws? 26.
Natural
Jesus.
20, nice.
Cool. You're all good. Oh.
Oh no.
Sure, you can take 1d6 of smoke inhalation damage, making it a 4.
We need to get back somewhere safe if he's still out there. We should try and get back to the Brotherhood.
And that's where we'll leave it.
Thank you all for watching.
Oh, yeah.
We shall see you next week
Yes.
for the aftermath of whatever that was and wherever they've all gone and whatever they're doing now.
Yes. And hopefully this combat was fun, because that was all there was in this episode, so
I'm so mad.
I think it was fun.
good. Fun to watch, I meant.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's fun because you guys don't often get to see us have combat, so I always feel like it's quite satisfying when we actually do.
There was no crying either.
I was crying a lot.
Yeah, but not real crying.
There was crying.
Alright.
What is real crying?
Like actual tears at the
that
table.
song.
Yeah.
That's what they're used to now.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to our patrons.
Come back next week to see what happens next.
Mwah. Bye.
Ta-ta for now. Well, let's edit that out.
No, I'm keeping that in.
Wow.
Soft.